All right, greetings everybody, and welcome to another session of the AOT pre-conversation. We have a lot of people buzzing in already, people logging in, and it's really exciting. So greetings and welcome once more to another episode of the AOT 6.0 pre-conversation event. It is always a delight to be a part of this event. My name is Antonia Anyao, and I am the Programs and Learning Officer at Echo Innovation Center. And like I said, always a delight to be a part of this remarkable event, the Art of Technology Lagos, that is AOT 6.0. And the Art of Technology Lagos is no, I'm correct, that is the biggest annual tech conference in Nigeria, and it's curated by Eco Innovation Center and powered by the Lagos State Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology. And come December 5th, 2024, we would be gathered at the prestigious Landmark Event Center. I thought I had a drum roll, and we would be joined by industry stakeholders, policymakers. We'll be joined by experts, tech enthusiasts, just to name it, right? It's going to be such a remarkable conference. And at the end of the day, it's all about impact. And that's what bettered the AOT pre-conversation. And we started the pilot series on Wednesday, the 6th of November, 2024, yeah, where we're joined by two expert speakers, Motun Rayo, and who is the Senior Marketing Manager of Technology. And of course, we were joined by Adewumi Adeniji, the founder of Next Gen AI Hub, who really did justice to the topic, if I must say, right? And today we're going to be having the second edition of this remarkable series. And we are in cruise level. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not alone today. I'm joined by the fabulous, my beautiful co-host, Amaka Eze, a mediator and the former SA to the governor. Amaka, it's remarkable to have you on call today. Amazing. And I'm
Wow.
just sitting here and thinking back to our last session, right? As the Gen Z would say, it was lit. I hope it's lit. I don't know if
Yeah,
the
it
term has
was. I
changed.
agree.
Yeah, it was
No, I
lit.
agree with you. It
Mm-hmm.
was. It was really, and I'm so glad to be here again. This is another edition, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad that taking time to be in the midst of people with wealth of knowledge in AI. I mean, most times when I hear these tech experts, I'm always like, let me drop my cap for them because they are really, really doing the work. And I'm so
Mm-hmm.
glad to have you guys around. I'm so glad
Yeah.
to be here.
And we're glad to have you on board, Amaka. It's really
Yeah.
delightful to have you on board. And like you well pointed out, our speakers from last session spoke with so much passion and so much insight, right? And if I was to summarize last week's session, the last session, it was, I think the two words I would use to summarize the session was collaboration and education, right? And that was my highlights for the last session. And that's what AOT is all about, really bringing people, industry experts, stakeholders, policymakers, just coming together and saying, how can we make Lagos smarter, right? And that's all it is about. And today, wow, if last week was amazing, this week, today is going to be remarkable because we're joined by not two, but three remarkable speakers today, and we are building on the momentum that we've set. And we're going to be talking about innovating with AI to build products for the digital future. Amaka, the honors of introducing our speakers today are all yours. So over to you, Amaka. I think Amaka, okay, so Amaka wants me to do all the honors. I'm going to be starting by introducing the power lady in our midst, that is Adeyisola Adeye. Adeyisola is product manager of Revent Technologies. Just before I read your bio, Adeyisola, what's on your mind? What's going on in your mind right now?
Hi, Antonia.
Hi.
Evening. Hi, everybody. Good evening. I would say I'm excited to be here because I think if I remember correctly, this is like the second time that
Yeah.
I'm having to do this with, AOT and Eco Innovation Center, and it's been a pleasure. And I'm just excited to see how the session unfolds today.
Yeah, remarkable. And we're so glad to have you on call also. So I'm just going to
Thank
be
you.
quickly reading the bio of Adeyinsola. Adeyinsola is a dynamic product manager personnel and a tech strategist with over 3 years of professional experience driving product innovation and growth in Nigeria in Nigerian's fintech and geospatial sectors. She currently contributes to the product initiatives at Revent Technologies, where her recent achievements include leading the development of Flow Monophonics, Nigerian's first locally built form builder with workflow management capabilities, beg your pardon, a certified Scrum Master, and an advocate for agile methodologies. Adeyinsola combines technical expertise with strategic insights, building user-centered products that address real-world needs. She has spoken at high-profile tech events, including Tech Women's First, API Conference 2024, and serves as a tutor to emerging tech talents. Passionate about digital transformation, Adeyinsola is dedicated to advancing Nigeria's technology landscape through impactful product management and thought leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, the beautiful, the dynamic Adeyinsola. My beautiful co-host is back, Amaka. Okay, so I just
Yeah, I'm
read
so
the
sorry. I
bio.
think I was having a network issues.
Oh,
I'm so sorry about that. But then again, so I will just take it from there. Thank
yeah.
you. And then the next bio will be for Mr. Emmanuel Itoji. I beg your pardon, Mr. Emmanuel Itoji. He is he's a Microsoft certified trainer. He's a Microsoft MVP and certified trainer with nearly a decade of experience in cloud operations, security, and infrastructure, specializing in modern workplace solutions, Microsoft Azure, and cloud security tools like Microsoft Defender, Intune, and Purview. He empowers businesses to optimize securely and efficiently. Recently, he has expanded his focus to Microsoft Azure AI and Copilot. Currently, currently as an enterprise systems engineer at InterSwitch Group, he contributes to the group's shared technology team, enhancing enterprise applications to drive business performance. He's a committed community builder. Emmanuel leads as program coordinator for the Nigeria M365 community. He co-leads for the Nigeria Security User Group and co-founded the Nigeria Microsoft Copilot and AI community. He's passionate about mentorship. He volunteers with Hagital Consulting and shares resources on his YouTube channel to guide aspiring tech passionates. His career includes roles with IT firms like Tech Experts, Manifold Computers, and partnerships with Microsoft entities. You're welcome, Mr. Emmanuel. Good
Thank you
to
so
have you on
much.
board.
Thank you so much, Amaka. It's a pleasure to be here.
We have our very own Mr. Samuel Fanijo. All right, so I'm just going to read through Mr. Emmanuel's bio. Mr. Samuel's bio. So forgive me for that. Okay, so Mr. Samuel is a co-founder of the Neural AI and has amassed over a decade of academic and professional experience in computing, with a specific focus on using artificial intelligence to drive digital transformation and innovation in healthcare. Prior to building Neural AI, Samuel was a digital health and management consultant at the Solina Center for International Development and Research, one of the leading health consulting firms in Nigeria and Africa that works with large donor funders like the Bill Gates Foundation and USAID to address pressing healthcare problems across the globe. There, he led several digital health initiatives that he led several corporate business development, product management, clinical decision support systems development, as well as program management operations that transformed several health outcomes. The birth of Neuro AI came from Samuel's research work in biomedicine in his ongoing PhD program at Iowa State University's Department of Computer Science, USA, where his work focuses on the intersection of artificial intelligence with the use of next generation sequencing technologies in the study of age-related neurodegenerative diseases such as cancer. He is an alumnus of the Computer Science Research Scholarship at Google and has presented his works at leading conferences in the United States, including NeuroIPS and ISCB GL Bio. At Samuel currently holds 5 degrees in total. He holds a Bachelor of Engineering in Computer Engineering, Digital Health focus from the Federal University Oyekiti, Nigeria, and from Iowa State University, USA, an MSc in Artificial Intelligence, also from Iowa State University, USA, an MSc in International Public Health from Liverpool John Moore University in the United Kingdom, as well as an MBA from the Quantic School of Business and Technology, USA. Mr. Samuel, you are most welcome.
Thank you. Very glad to be here.
Good to
Thanks a lot.
have you again.
Thank you so much, Amaka, for introducing our speakers. We all are, yeah, so let's just get right to it. So nice to have you all on call. Well, like I said, we're going to be talking about innovating with AI to build products for the digital future. What is innovation? Innovation is simply the ability to see change as an opportunity, not a threat. And in today's digital landscape, this word resonates deeply. AI is not just another technological advancement. It's reshaping how we conceive, how we build, how we scale our products with AI's potential to enhance efficiency and scalability. Businesses must embrace this transformative tool to stay competitive in an ever-evolving market. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get right to it. And we're going to be starting with a set of questions that would like to get like a 1 minute perspective from each of our speakers. AI is rapidly changing the way we develop and scale products. To kick things off, can each of you share a recent example of how AI has positively impacted a product or a solution you have worked on? Let's start with Mr. Samuel.
Yes. Thanks a lot again for the introduction, and I'm looking forward to the conversation. Can you hear me very well?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. I agree. AI has really transformed the way we understand and address complex health, complex problems. In particular, I come from the digital health background, so a lot of application of AI in health for me. And how AI has really impacted health system is by really enabling a new level of precision, and insight that would have been inconceivable, for example, 30, 40, 50 years ago, and a specific example of how we're doing that at Epigeneuro AI is, we have AI driven prediction tool for biomarkers, that is designed to identify, individuals at risk of neurodegenerative diseases, for example, such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, well before the symptoms even, appear. And take it back to like 30 years ago, where detecting diseases like that were practically impossible. The standard diagnostic approach, decades ago was really relying on observable symptoms, in advanced cases, imaging and lab tests. And by the time these symptoms become apparent, much of the cognitive decline, would have already occurred, but with the way AI is really changing the way we develop products, now we're able to know well in advance, with the capacity of AI to be able to analyze, millions of data sets and really, make predictions based on that. That way, we're able to save lives, um, we're able to, really, really improve process efficiency, improve health outcomes, but ultimately, save life, which is really the 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 main goal. So yeah, that is one really example of how we're using AI and the kind of products, that we're using to drive value at Epigenetic. Yeah. Cool.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Samuel, for that very inspiring case study, really. And congratulations to the amazing work that you're doing at Epigen Neuro AI. It's really incredible. And one of the amazing things, like I said, that I really love always being part of this panel is we're not just speaking over people's head. We're not just saying, oh, this is possible. We're actually bringing people that are implementing these solutions right now, currently as we speak, right? And Samuel has just talked to us about how they're implementing AI in predictions and the science in the health care sector, right? And how that's helping to fast track health care delivery and also improve the response rates of their patients, their clients. Next, I would also want to get an insight from Adeyisola. Adeyisola, this is her life, right? She's a product guru also. So Adeyisola, just give us like some insight of what you're doing with AI and how AI is shaping and changing things in the market space right now.
All right. Thank you so very much. So first off, I would say I think personally, I would say that AI is not everything, but almost everything because today I think there's a research that shows that majority of people right now, especially let's bring it down to Nigeria, right, that are in the tech space or that are tech savvy, right, want to use AI to like fast track and automate their processes and all of that. So, in terms of AI shaping, like, the products that is being built and all of that, I would first tailor it down to one of the products that I have built, like at my current workplace, right? Phoenix is a form building tool that has like a workflow, capability. You can create workflow automations and all of those things. And initially, we didn't actually inculcate AI, right? The AI that is currently present on the product is helps you to, just helps you to, read through your documents because you might want to make some online signatures, like append some signatures online and all of that, right? So it helps you to like scan through, gives you the summary so you know what you're signing, because in use cases whereby there are some documents where it's just a whole lot, all right, you don't want to sit and start reading through pages by pages and all of that. So that way, that is one part that that has been able to solve. Another way is in terms of like creating the form or creating the projects that you want to, carry out and then share or publish to like external recipients. Just let's say, for example, Google Forms, Microsoft Forms, and the rest, right? So this way, it helps you to you can just say, oh, okay, you're thinking of creating something like this. What are the core fields or what are the core details that you need to ask for, right? It helps you to generate all of those nuances and helps you to just seamlessly go ahead, use the product and, create your form. So this way, I would say that it has helped in terms of having to analyze and know the data and know the specific kind of functionalities or tools that the users or your audience, right, what they require, because you don't want to build something and at the end of the day it's actually not useful to the public, right? So AI in this way helps with the entire data analysis, helps you to come bring your research together and then just streamlines. I think it falls back to streamlining the workflow and every other process that you have to run on the product.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, Adesola. That brings me to Amaka's favorite quotes last session. She kept on replying that AI is not coming to take your job. It's just an enhancer. And you spoke so beautifully about it, how
Facts.
it's
Facts.
actually it's not doing the job for you. It's just making your work more effective, more
Yeah,
seamless,
and faster.
helping you with predictions, analyze your data more accurately,
Yeah.
and then you're able to tailor your product to better suit your customers' needs. Well, remarkable.
Market.
I would also like to hear Mr. Emmanuel. Mr. Emmanuel is the MVP builder, literally MVP. Mr. Emmanuel is Microsoft MVP certified trainer. So like it's literally the MVP. So I'd like to hear also like what is AI doing? How are you using AI? Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Antonia. Right, so for me, I use AI for a whole lot of things, right? So let me start with two examples. So when I joined into Switch, right, one of the things I look forward to in the team was I was looking forward to how can we automate some tasks, repetitive tasks, right? And being an MVP with the knowledge of Microsoft Copilot, right? And Microsoft Copilot is actually everywhere. I mean, AI is actually everywhere, all around Microsoft products. Be it the Dynamics 365, be it the Microsoft 365, be it the Azure side of things, even inside the Power Platform, where users can build custom business applications as well as building automations flows for their business using the Power Automate. Now, I remember a very vivid example. Some months back, I visited an hospital, right? And at the front desk, I needed to put in my details to see a doctor. I was not feeling fine, and in the process, I needed to fill in a form and submit the form to the person that gave me the form, and she'll need to input that into the computer. I mean, I was like, there is an AI solution for this. Microsoft has an AI solution called Azure Document Intelligence, meaning that with that solution, you can build an AI solution that when somebody fill the form, all you just need to do is just to plug in the form, scan it into a model, and all the details that the person has filled is bringing them for you, right? So with that Azure AI intelligence solution now, it's going to save time for the patient that is coming into the hospital, you want to see a doctor, fill in the form. So I had to go back and say, okay, let me even try out the solution. So I built it. I did a demo for one or two organizations that needed solutions, and they were able to leverage that particular solutions whenever they need to, receive visitors in, especially the hospitals. Now, going back to my organization, the team I work with, we work on support requests, right? Internal users needing access, needing requests. Now, what I did was to analyze, what are the frequently requests that we receive? Can something be built for this? So I had to build a custom copilot. It's actually a chatbot using the Microsoft Copilot Studio. Now, the goal was this. We want to streamline the process. We don't want a situation whereby every request that users want, okay, I forgot my password, I went on leave, I can't remember my password, my account is locked out. So those common requests, right, was actually things that we focused on in that particular solution. So we designed the bot, right? And the same bot, they can access it in the Microsoft team, the same Microsoft teams that they interact with on a day-to-day basis, right? We built the bot, and the goal of the bot is that we want to reduce the amount of tickets that doesn't require human intervention, things that a bot can actually provide an answer so that the agents or the engineers are actually fit for to attend to issues that actually requires human intervention. So that was actually AI coming into play there to help us automate, reduce the number of tickets that comes to us. Now, going back to the other analogy using the AI document intelligence now. So these are two different platforms. The chatbot was built using the Copilot Studio, while the document intelligence, it used to be called the form analyzer because the goal was to analyze every form, maybe receipt or something. Maybe as an organization, you receive receipts from different vendors, right? And you want to start imputing them to the system. The solutions can simply help you to extract those important data based on the model that you've actually built into the solutions. So at the end of the day, you are freed of repetitive tasks. And most times when you leverage, you have opportunity, like with the Copilot Studio now, for the custom Copilot now, we have the opportunity to leverage AI-driven insights. I mean, we're able to better understand user patterns in the organizations, even their preferences, and that alone makes us to be able to make real-time adjustments that improves the user experience. And for example, now, when the AI was integrated into the Microsoft Teams, users love the solution because they can easily, gain access to information. Agents are busy. You want to chat up somebody for an information that you can easily chat up a bot to actually provide an answer for you. And this was also extended into our human resources department. So we have an HR bot. And the goal of this HR bot is to provide, so frequently ask questions that new employees will be asking the HR BP, in the departments, they want to get an information. Okay, how do I set up my HMO? How do I do this? Different
Mr.
informations.
Emmanuel, I think you're taking us to product pep talk now.
Sorry,
But
sorry about that.
it all shows how passionate about what you do you are, and really remarkable work you're doing there with an amazing workflow for people. Really remarkable. I know you are full of so many things, but then again, we are limited by time, right?
I understand.
Okay,
I
yeah. So
understand.
thank you so much. And with that, you were just talking about automations, right? And earlier on, Doyin was talking about how AI also helps in streamlining tasks. So I'll be asking my next question to Doyin. Doyin, with your experience in fintech and in SaaS, how do you see AI enhancing the product development cycle, really, especially in the fast-moving sectors?
All right, thank you. So let's just say AI is a really, just like Mr. Emmanuel has said, right? AI is a really powerful tool. It's a powerful asset, and bringing it down to product management, it is essential in the development cycle, right? Especially in sectors like the SaaS and the fintech, because I will tell you for free, that's what drives the ecosystem or the country right now today, right? So adaptability and responsiveness is very, very important. And this way, when we leverage AI in these sectors, like it's in this fast moving sectors, right? We can in that manner optimize and automate routine tasks, right? Instead of having to we so the major goal I would say AI can bring or is bringing right now: eliminate repetitive tasks, right? Reduce manual workload. That's another way, because people are trying, nobody's waiting for you. People are trying to move as fast as they can. All right. Also when it comes to e-com, we have the SaaS, there's some SaaS platforms whereby it is used strictly for the e-commerce space, right? Where they help in, sometimes, I don't know if you've noticed, but when you want to like reach out to some organizations or some businesses and you're trying to do a live chat and all of that, it's the AI chatbot, right? That is literally interacting with you, or you need some inquiries. That's the AI, and the chatbot is, responding to you and giving you necessary details and all of that that you need. All right. Require some data, it gets it to you. That is how it has been programs to satisfy you as the customer in that manner, thereby reducing complex, reducing the workload that the real customer support personnel are to do, except when it's now very complex, right? So I would also say that it's the AI would help us to analyze vast amount of customers data personally, gives insights, like detailed insights that it will take probably a data analyst to maybe days or something. But with AI you can quickly get the insight or the data you need. All right. And that way, from the chats bot that offers literally almost all of us our solution today, right? It improves customer satisfaction, whereby you're not having to wait for somebody to tell you, oh, I'm coming, let me confirm from so team, because I get it a lot, especially from some banks or some other businesses, right? Oh, I'm coming, let me confirm to this team. It takes, like, I've had an experience where it took hours before they got back to me, right? But I've also had that same experience with some other products or some other organizations where in seconds or minutes max, I get my response and I'm out of there. Everything that needs to be done has been done, and I just sit back and wait for maybe further details or anything. So in fast paced industries, right, like the SaaS and the fintech today, AI analytics per se, it would also help us to inform strategic decisions, because taking strategic and data-driven decisions are things that are very core when you're building any SaaS or fintech products today. Like I said, when you asked me the previous question, you don't want to end up building something that does not or does not solve a problem, right? You don't just build products because products are fancy or because a feature is actually beautiful or anything, right? You're building it to solve a problem. So that's another way that, AI can help to enhance the development cycle today. And also, let's take a look at, let's say, an onboarding process or contract management or probably vendor onboarding or anything, right? Having an AI that streamlines that workflow, right, helps you to cut out unnecessary tasks, sorry, or unnecessary processes from the entire workflow. It goes to, you receive what you want to receive, it goes to the person it needs to go to, and from there everybody is good. All right. So in fintech, I would like to mention that AI can also enhance the fintech space in terms of having to detect fraud, because today there's always one problem or the other when it comes to, oh, I got, scammed, I got this, I
Yeah.
got that. That's another scenario where I believe that an AI implementation can help to enhance like a product cycle, a product development, and to actually solve problem to the users.
Thank you so much, Doing, for that insight. You don't just build products because it's fancy. You build products to solve a solution. I think that should be one of our
Yeah.
nuggets, right? Emmanuel, with your expertise in Microsoft Azure and AI, especially in enterprise systems, how do you see AI transforming traditional business processes in large organizations, particularly in sectors like fintech? Doing was already laying foundations to this. So if you can just pick it up from there. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much for that question. So Adedoye has actually helped me with some of the foundations by mentioning things around enhanced data analysis and decision making. So AI enables fintech companies to analyze vast amounts of data in real time. Like organizations where I work, we process billions of transactions a month, right? Imagine a lot of data coming in without the help of AI. Now, the AI helps to uncover trends and even insights that were actually previously difficult to capture. And now, basically, this empowers business to make faster, more informed decisions, which is especially valuable to areas around I didn't mention fraud detections, credit risk assessments, and even a kind of a personalized financial advice. Another area that AI helps the fintechs is around enhanced security and also fraud detection. Like AI algorithms generally, for example, in the Microsoft Azure, where I actually specialize on, it can help to analyze millions of transactions, right, to detect patterns that indicate fraud. By integrating these AI capabilities, right, into the enterprise systems, fintech organization can quickly respond to potential threats protecting customer assets and also strengthening trust in their services. Another area that is actually very important is around scalability and agility. Now, the cloud platform like Microsoft Azure actually makes it easier for fintech organizations to deploy AI solution at scales. Most of the organizations these days, especially our fintechs in Nigeria, most of them leverage on the cloud platform instead of them building their own data center, right? Because in building their own data center, they will still need to do a lot of capex, like there's a lot of cost to set up a data center. But with having a cloud platform, for example, the Azure, right, it is very easy for them to deploy those solutions at scale. And this basically, supports everything from either from customer service side of things, like building a chatbot, like Doing mentioned, and also to predictive analysis that Samuel also mentioned. So this scalability ensures that business can actually respond to market changes, swiftly and continue to innovate. Now, looking at the example that I didn't mention about the e-commerce platform. Now, around this time, you hear about Black Friday, right? Black Friday coming around because of the Christmas coming in. So a lot of times those e-commerce platforms will receive a lot of transactions around this period. Now there is need to actually scale up. So what the cloud platform like the Microsoft Azure does is that it's automatically, if auto scaling has been configured, it's automatically scale resources up as the transactions are increasing. So at that point, when we're going back to the maybe going to January, that transactions are coming down again, it automatically scales down. So at that point now, the organization, the fintech is not incurring additional costs. They are only paying, for what they are using. And the last thing I'll mention is around personalized customer experience, right? AI can analyze customer behaviors to provide tailored services, right? Such as personalized investments, recommendations, or even credit offers. So this level of personalization basically not only enhances customer satisfaction, but also help the fintech companies to drive revenue by offering the right products to the right customers. And if you look at the area of automations of repetitive tasks too, so many traditional processes in finance, like either the manual data entry, reconciliation process, even the compliance check, they are all time consuming and they are prone to error because of how tedious some of those processes are. So with AI powered automation, it can handle other repetitive tasks, right? With precisions, and the goal at the end of the day is to actually free up employees to focus on strategic activities, which can involve improving operational efficiencies and also reducing the risk of human errors. So these are some of the ways AI can actually help organizations combining the cloud platforms as an enterprise organization for a fintech using the cloud platform like the Microsoft Azure. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. And I like the way you brought everything together, right? Bringing into perspective what are they saying? Doing. I apologize for mispronouncing your name. I'm not doing it intentionally. What Doing has told us about predictive analysis, right? How AI is shaping product development and showing that we have more tailored solution products that meet customer needs. And then you also made reference to what Samuel was saying earlier on about prediction, right? Using AI in the healthcare sector. And from the way you speak, we can see, I can pick that you really big on automation. And I think you just said the reason for that passion, which is you said it frees up employees to focus on strategic tasks that would really move the business forward, right? So really, really remarkable. And with that, I'm going to be asking Samuel the next set of questions. Samuel, just as how Emmanuel has reiterated, he said you were talking about prediction, using AI as a predictive tool in the healthcare sector. You work in the digital healthcare sector, and AI's role in healthcare is fascinating. It's fascinating. So how do you see AI creating more personalized and scalable healthcare?
Yeah, great question. And yes, certainly I really enjoyed my experience, again, so far applying AI in digital health because the value is just very obvious in real time, particularly on human lives. Um, in terms of creating more personalized and scalable healthcare products, I would say a very key example of that is in our biomarker, AI-driven biomarker tool at Epigeneral AI. How we're doing it is, by analyzing millions of, data points tailored to individuals, based on individuals, we're able to train a model that can then get, the genetic markers of, each person and predict what type, what is the probability of having, a certain neurodegenerative disease, for example, and how we're able to do that is by being able to train it on massive, amount of data. On the flip side, we're also able to build it in a robust way that even with limited data set, we're able to arrive at a trustworthy solution, and that ties in into making it useful for undeserved, underserved regions, because if critical element of underserved regions is really lack of data sets or even lack of access. Oftentimes, in low resource settings, we do not have comprehensive health records, right? So we also have a product that is based on zero shot learning, for example, where with very limited data on training, we're able to provide, accurate prediction, based on biomarkers and biological diseases. Uh, so I think that is really, really probably something that is really going to change how models are going to be trained over the next decade. I mean, we've seen rollout of a lot of what we call foundational models. LLMs like ChatGPT is a type of foundational model that is trained extensively by the big tech, Google, Amazon, and what have you. And then they release that to the open source, and then we can take that, big model and extend it for zero shot, tax. And zero shot tax here, means we leave the training to Google, and then all we have to do is just do prediction. This is particularly relevant for underserved regions where we don't have the kind of computational resources that Google has. We don't have the kind of data sets that Google has. We don't have the kind of human resources, that Google has. But by leveraging on, open source foundational models, we can still, make impact. We can still make predictions. We can still develop products. And I think that is one great example of how AI is really, really gonna become more scalable. Not just in healthcare. Even in natural language processing over the next decade.
Oh, thank you so much for that insight. Okay, so we're fast behind time, so I'll try to quicken up with my question, and with that, I'll just move quickly to Adesola. Can you share an example where AI helped you make a critical product decision?
All right. um, I think this would be pretty much practical. And when I say practical, because like it's something that happens or that should happen almost every time because of, your building products and all of that. I would use my recent work, like my recent development at my current place of work, for example, right? The Phoenix, which it's in short form, pretty much a form building tool, right? And form building tool, I can tell you for free, people are lazy, right? People are lazy, especially when, and let me point out that it's a product for enterprise, like it's an enterprise-based product, right? For organizations, big organizations, small scale businesses and the likes, right? Business generally. And it's just to help you, create, these days people want to receive data, they want to receive responses, they want to create surveys for whatever the case may be. So that's pretty much the idea behind it. And narrowing it or coupling it with a workflow tool or a workflow feature just helps now make your end-to-end process seamless. And for that, like I said earlier, there are some times that, for example, I want to work on something, right? I want to work on a document, I want to draft something out, but I have like the ideas in my head, just here, like it's not coupled together. B- If I don't couple it together, I can't come up with something. I can't proceed to work, right? But with AI now on the product, right? On the product, right? You can just put in your thoughts. Oh, I want to do this. Oh, I want to create this kind of document. I want to create this kind of form. I want to do this and this. Kindly help me with probably step by step process on how to do that. Or help me with, the necessary, like I mentioned earlier, the necessary fields, the necessary data and properties that I need to pass in to ensure that, oh, I have a solid and a standard document or a solid and a standard form, regardless of the kind of use case or the sector or industry you're trying to use it for, right? So this way, having to do that or add that to the two has helped to, identify certain bottlenecks where the users now are consistently, dropping off. Because another thing that you want to be able to track on your product is retention rate. That's users retention rate, right? So you don't just want a situation where they come on the product, oh, and all of that, then within a month, 2 months, and the rest, you're seeing that the list of users or the number of users you have on your product, they've dropped, right? So this way we're able to identify like the issues, the challenges that they are facing, right, in terms of having to use the product or in terms of having to create some of these forms or some of these documents. So that way we were able to prioritize the necessary features. Remember, I said it's not just how fancy it looks, right? It needs to solve a problem. Exactly. So that way, then there were some prioritizations that needed to come into place to help, solve the actual problem. And that way there was like more efficiency. You were able to, give them what they want at the time they want it, and I think everybody's happy because that's how the business can grow, right? Yeah, so pretty much it.
Thank you so much, Doyin, for that. And with that, quickly, I would go to my next speaker, which who is the MVP. What challenges do business face when trying to scale AI solutions within enterprise systems? MVP.
Thank you so much, Antonia. That's actually a very, very interesting questions, right? I mean, even being in Nigeria alone is challenging. If I will start from there, just being in Nigeria alone is challenging. Right. So when businesses attempt to scale AI solution within enterprise system, right, they actually encounter several challenges that can impact both their deployment as well as effectiveness. Some of them are, for example, now, someone mentioned about when they build their solution, they don't have enough data, but they were still able to build a solution. Now, talking about data quality and integration, right? Scaling AIs require consistent and high quality data from various sources. However, enterprise systems often, they have silo, fragmented, or even unstructured data, right? Making integrations and data processing, complex and as well as time consuming. That's one of the major challenge, when you're trying to scale up AI. Another challenge is around infrastructure and computing power, right? AI models generally, particularly when you're talking about the machine learning and the deep learning, they demand a substantial computational resources, and businesses often need to invest in either cloud infrastructure or an high-performing computing to support these models at scale, and which can actually be costly and is actually also challenging to maintain. Then another area is around talent and skill gaps. I think you mentioned that Amaka was saying that one of the things around the challenges is that AI is not coming to take your job. Now, I will say three things, right, around that. Maybe we can use as a nugget. The first one is that AI is here to stay. The second one is that AI is not here to take your job. The third one is that the person that can use AI can actually take your job. Why did I say that? Because if I can build an AI solution to actually solve a problem, which is why the organizations employ you for, definitely I was able to build a solution using AI, and that is actually kicking you out of the workforce. Now, but if you look at today, scaling AI requires a blend of technical skills, be it a data science or a machine learning or even a software engineering, and sometimes a domain-specific knowledge. Now, there is actually shortage of skills professional in those areas, right? And this can actually limit organizations' ability to implement, maintain, and even evolve the AI system effectively. So this is also another challenge of talent. So if you can actually take up the option or the opportunity to actually skill up in your AI game, then you're actually putting yourself in a better position in the workforce market. Another challenge we see with AI today is around ethics, bias, and compliance. Now, AI solutions can be transparent and can also be unbiased and also be compliant with regulatory requirements, especially in sectors in fintechs, the finance sector, and somewhere sector like in the healthcare because of the HIPAA compliance, right? So scaling AIs increases the potentials of ethical and compliance challenges, right? And models are actually, they may introduce a lot of biases, and at the end of the day, they are producing results that is difficult to explain or justify. So in a situation whereby somebody is trying to apply for a loan, and the system that is behind to actually approve or reject the loan is an AI system that is not well trained with enough data, and the system becomes biased. And Microsoft as an organization is actually big on in ethics, right? Microsoft is big on ethics around AI. So ethics is one of the challenge that organization can face. Then also things around cost management. So I mentioned that they need infrastructure. Now, scaling AIs involve not only infrastructure and also talent investments, but also an ongoing cost for data storage, right? Model updates and even maintenance. And for many organizations, right, keeping these costs manageable while ensuring scalability and reliability of AI solution is actually a significant challenge. And another challenge which AI poses is around security and privacy risks, right? Now, with AI solutions handling sensitive data, business needs to ensure that they comply with data protections regulations and addressing vulnerability that will actually expose information. Imagine a software developer writing a code using the AI, maybe using the GitHub Copilot or any of the AI to write the code, and there are vulnerabilities in that particular code. And those that particular code was used to build the product, and there are vulnerability there, and this developer is not even aware of those vulnerability. So it actually poses risk to the solution itself. And looking at privacy, an AI system handling and healthcare informations, right? And people don't want their health information to be out there. Just imagine something happened to that AI models and the models becomes exposed, right? That becomes a security and privacy risk. So securing those data and model at skills actually requires rigorous policies and even rigorous cybersecurity measures. So these are some of the challenges that organization can face when they're trying to actually scale up AI, amongst other things around change management, things around the complexity of algorithms, even to maintain the model itself. So these are some of the challenges. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. You really are the MVP. I feel it's a masterclass with you, trying to pack everything in a very short time frame. Thank you so much. And how true what you cited about AI and the right use of AI, right? I must confess, when someone was telling us some of the remarkable things they were doing they are doing with AI in terms of prediction, making it more personal. He mentioned biomarker. I couldn't help but remember a movie I watched while growing up. I think it was a Will Smith movie. I don't really remember the name, but then I think it was all about AI and everything. And at the end of the day, because someone got greedy also and were making bad decisions, we had AI turn around against humanity. So with that, I'm going to be asking Samuel my final question for today. As AI becomes more integrated into product development, how can businesses ensure that they are using AI responsibly, especially when it comes to consumer-facing products? Samuel, over to you.
Thanks a lot. And I think that is a very integral part, and I think it's really the major talking point of the anti-AI movement, really, So it's a very important question that needs to be covered. But I think, um, I mean, particularly when it comes to health systems, we have very specific guidelines, that we have to follow, especially when we have, AI systems making direct decisions. We have guidelines around EPA, for example. We have guidelines around, making sure that AI systems are not using PHI to make any form of decisions. We have governance systems, AI governance, data governance systems, to make sure that we're not just throwing models out there, without any form of, regulation. So I think the problem is not as big as it people make it seem on social media, especially in health system, because they're just, existing guidelines that we have to follow, which is really, really helpful. And there's been a lot of movement around more responsible AI, and up to the point where, the government are even, trying to now make responsible AI part of the backbone of AI development, which is really, really good. So a few critical practices, will be, conduction of regular audit of bias. I mean, we know that bias can emerge over time, in models, as particularly as they encounter new data. So I think conducting regular audits of bias in AI systems, is very, very critical. Again, making sure that the model is not using variables like race, or, like gender and what have you, to make critical decisions. So making sure that is being audited regularly, and then having a very transparent, guideline, and, very clear and transparent guideline on use of data for training, you know, um, and having human oversight as well, on the entire end-to-end pipeline of the AI model training and rollout. I think those are really, really the major practices. And of course, again, we have set, guidelines in terms of EPA, and in terms of responsible AI that are being used in the healthcare industry.
Thank you so much, Samuel, for that transparency, guidelines, so remarkable. And with that, we've come to the end of today's pre-conversation. Thank you so much for honoring us with your presence. It was such a delight to have you, Mr. Samuel. It was such a delight to have you, Adedoyin. I hope I pronounced it right this time around.
And yeah, you did for the
And thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel, for being on call with us. Thank you for helping us understand really how innovating with AI in preparation for the digital future, really the present that is unfolding before our eyes. So thank you so much for taking this walk with us. We look forward to hosting you come December 5th, 2024 at the Landmark Event Center for the main conference. Thank you so much, and thank you to our audience watching this program. If you have any questions for our speakers, just leave it on the chat box. If you're streaming on YouTube, you can just leave the questions on the chat box, and we would channel the questions to our speakers, and I'm sure they'll be more than glad to provide answers to your questions. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to the creators of the AOT, and thank you to our audience here on Zoom. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.